Dun 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 dun. Dun. Predators.
Woof.
That's quick.
That's
Jump
good.
right into it.
Let's go. I'm Nick.
I'm Dan. We're going to talk about
Nick.
undersharers. People who keep their
Undershare.
privacy. Keep you at a pole's
Ooh.
length.
Won't
Poke you
let you
with that
in.
spear. Yeah. Keep you off their
Shields.
back.
Shields up. The Spartans with the wall of shields.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. A phalanx.
I had a girlfriend once. And
Oh, geez. We're
just
getting here
once.
already. Oh, my goodness. Just once.
And she didn't tell me anything about what she was doing. Or it always seemed like I wanted to know more. And I feel like I was always on that side when I was younger. That there are a giant group of women that just won't let you in. They won't let you figure anything out about them. They won't tell you very much. They'll keep you on the line to be like what feels like a second tier guy, like a backup. Mm-hmm. So I always kind of felt like a backup to this one girl. And we got serious and we're doing, the things that dating people do.
Intimate actions?
Intimate actions. Like almost like a relationship.
By definition, intimacy is sharing things, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
Whoa.
So I don't know, I came to the point where she kept pushing me away and then she'd disappear. So she would disappear at certain times and then reappear like she was Cinderella or something. She'd turn into a pumpkin, disappear, come back the next day. And I couldn't figure it out. And this happens a lot with different women, but this one especially. I'll reveal the secret later on in the episode, but there are always those people that just kind of keep you at more than an arm's length, that don't let you figure anything out about them. And maybe it's they have a history. Maybe they have an empty spot on their resume that says, I didn't do anything for this period of time, and that's better than what you might know about me if I told you. I don't want to tell you because it's worse than nothing.
Is it bad news? So is it always bad news?
It's definitely that they went to jail for terrible things.
I mean, could it be they just don't want to share with you and it's boring? Is that ever a thing?
It could be. Have you ever run into these people that you couldn't get anything out of them, that they didn't tell you anything personal, that they towed the company line as well as the normal line?
Yeah, well, it's hitting the minimum.
Yeah.
So you have to show up to a job. You have to do your job, and you have to interact with your coworkers, or your classmates, or your whatever. And there are people who 100% will meet the minimum. It's like, hey, yeah, hey man, I had a good time this weekend.
That was great.
You're waiting. You're like, did you drink? Did you hang out with old friends? Did you go crazy? Did you guys go to a concert? And then they're like,
obscure.
Had a great time. How about you? It was good.
Yeah, it was
okay.
Great.
Yeah, I had a good one too.
I did the usual.
Awesome. Anyway, the project we were talking about, and it's whoa, we just skipped over all the cool stuff. We skipped over all the fun stuff. My favorite talk is yo, what'd you do this weekend? Oh my God, you got wasted face. Come on, did you hit her up on yourself?
Went to that festival and the lights are crazy.
I knew it. You did it. But then they cut out it was really good. Them, it's you skipped a whole 10 minutes of conversation, which, I mean, realistically, that 10 minutes isn't anything. It's just banter. It's just talk. It's filling space. But it's kind of that's what friendship's made of, I guess.
You've always got that curiosity. Whenever someone takes a long pause, I always think they're going through all of the things that they did, and it was fantastic. But most of the people probably didn't do anything, and they're just covering that up.
It could be, and that's one way to do it. If you had a really boring weekend and someone's like, "Oh, what'd you do?" and you're like, "Ah, I had a good one, man."
Yeah.
And then everyone's waiting, and you're like, "Oh, it's good. How about you?"
So good.
So good. What you up to? What you up to, fam? And it's So there's multiple reasons someone could not share. I mean, because A, it's boring. B, it was exciting, and they don't want to share it with you. Is that a thing?
Yeah, and they have the right to be left alone, right?
Oh, they do. I'm not even saying that they're bad people. I mean, you have the right to not tell. How about this? This is going to cook your noodle. So we just talked in an episode once about oversharers, or people who are newsy or nosy, whatever word you use at home. Yeah. No, some people say that. but it's like annoying, and maybe you're not super friends with that person and you don't want to share it with them, but you don't have a way of saying that, so you kind of just play it off and you're like, yeah, I had a good one, thanks, dude, I don't want to talk about it. And like, there are probably instances in our lives, me, you, where we are the person who isn't as friends with the person as we think they are, and they're like, I don't feel like sharing it. We wouldn't know, right? Because the people who are nosy don't know it. So occasionally that happens where you're like, oh, okay, you don't want to tell me? Cool. Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine. Awesome. Cool. I was totally doing a beer bong, and what's his name? Jimmy was holding it up, and you going to tell your
Jimmy.
story anyway.
Hey, Jimmy.
Jimmy, he was holding it, dude. He's holding it, and the cop was walking right by. So these people have a right, and you might be the loser in some of these stories. I know it's weird to think. I would never think I'm a loser. Why wouldn't someone want to share their cool stories with me? But it is a right, and in a way, aren't they more efficient?
If they just want to cut to it and get to it.
Yeah.
Get to whatever needs to be done.
Oh my God, what if they're even worse? They're even more efficient than that. They're like, I don't have a long-term friendship plan with this individual. I'm not going to cut time wasting time with my friendship banter.
They pull out their schematic and see how their friendships line up. Like, this person does not fit the long-term goal.
No long-term friendship here.
He's missing category C, D, as well as G. He's definitely not going to make it.
Not friendship material. They just slam their hands on the thing and they're like, how was your weekend? Great. Mine was great. Let's move on. And then they're ready to go into work talk.
Topic B. Let's continue.
I mean, you get that in class. You get it in your neighbors. And yeah, I do have neighbors that are like that. Like, they don't want to share anything. Oh, yeah. And I kind of get it because I don't like to overshare.
You're already close to them physically. Like, like, if you let that person in, they could be there forever. For 10 years.
They could walk in your house like Kramer busting open the door with his hair wild. Huh? What? And you're like, God damn, you could avoid that with a simple shut it down, compartmentalize, separate. Is that what those people are?
So where do the undersharers fail? I feel like it's like
they're not going to get new experiences.
Yeah.
An undersharer is in control of who
they can't live vicariously. Well, they may be if someone shares with them, but the mutual sharing gets you really far in vicarious living.
Well, they have a plan, and this conversation, this friendship, this experience is not in the plan, I guess. And so it's a waste of time. And so they think they know what they want. They think they know what they need. They think they know what's extemporaneous, what's waste, what's going to burden them. And so it's almost like you know what you want. I'm not going to try new foods. This is what I want, and this is the food I want. You order the same food at the restaurant. You never try anything new. Like, that's kind of the idea. And in their respect, they will never have a crappy meal that tasted terrible. Oh, I thought peanut butter on that steak was going to be great. I really did. But they never try anything new that could be exciting or like friggin', I don't know, stuff you don't know.
There's a classic undershare topic, which is salary. Like, people don't share how much they make because it's like a really sensitive topic, and the person you're describing is someone who's like just gonna like work and be like really like nose to the grindstone, just like get it done. But there's a negotiation there, and there's a knowledge there that, like, I figured out midway through my career that like knowing how much everyone else makes helps you negotiate your way into like a better position, a sidestep or up the ladder or whatever you want to call it. And it took like 2 key people to share their information with me so that I could share with them.
Does that only share with you? Does it only help you, or does it help the other people as well?
It helps the other person to know that like I'm higher or lower, and like how much effort it took and how I got there. It's like if they could use the same tools and I could use the tools that they use, then maybe there's like a higher level of balance there. Because the management and the business and the company will never share that information with you. You have to have a friend.
You have to share. So I guess the plus side is, it's funny, it always comes out with the jobs, but I mean, this works in the neighborhood, it works in the classroom, stuff like that. If you talk about how you did the project in school together, you can figure out how someone got an A and how to achieve that A. you could figure out, oh, dude, I didn't do that whole section. It's like, what? And it's like, no, they were just looking for this section and this information. And you're like, interesting. So by not sharing, either A, you're going to not gain an advantage, but also keep this in mind, you're also not going to share an advantage.
Yeah.
So if you already have it somehow, like you lucked into it, you're not giving it to someone else, which is interesting. So maybe it protects your status quo.
Yeah, it might be that around the office people look up to me like I'm super experienced, but I mean, I have some experience, but it's definitely more about.
Yeah, you've had like one girlfriend, you slept with one. Anyway, he's
fairly
experienced. I'm super experienced, folks.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll tell you what to do in this situation. Just come to me, say, hold on a second, Dan knows what to do here. You gotta undo it like this, and just, it's so easy just to
pull it out like this, and pull this, and jank this.
Mm-hmm. So,
I agree.
It brings me back to about this. The secret is that person that I was actually dating turned out to be a dancer. She was disappearing at night to go dance.
What? Like what? Like ballet or?
It's an erotic dancer.
Audible gasp.
I'll have that caption, audible gasp. That better be it.
You can include that down there. Actually, it will be
double audible gasps.
Audible gasp.
But like it's one of those things that I guess she got to a point where she was comfortable sharing that with me, and I don't know if it was because she was like trusting me or because she didn't care about me. Like she decided what I was going to be, and is like either way.
It's weird to date someone and not mention that, though, isn't it?
I don't know. We got closer and closer, and then it's just like, I guess I pressed her a little bit, and then she was like, she backed off. I don't feel like women share immediately too. It's like they have like cycles that they follow, and certain points of the cycle they'll share with you or not. I didn't say what kind of cycle.
No. Lunar. He meant lunar.
Lunar, yeah, very. Lunar's like 28 days-ish, somewhere in there.
Yes, I believe so. 4 weeks-ish.
It's a crescent moon tonight. Would you like to
dabble
into your secrets? Can you show me your secrets, please?
That's an interesting point. I mean, I know I got caught up on it.
Yeah. There's a taboo thing there too, is that people will take you for face value if you say like I am X. Like they just it's like, okay, you are that thing, and I will take that forever as what you are. Very few people like look at the person and say like, oh well, they have, a milieu of skills, and they have like a nice mix of personality, and they like can think about things in a certain way. So like they'll analyze every situation, and like you'll come out better for having them as a friend. Other people don't seem to make those decisions. They'll just like be like yes or no. Very binary people.
Interesting. Having this episode kind of taught me that's what friendship is. It's not keeping people at arm's length. It's letting them know some of your weaknesses, strengths, surprises. Because you can't. Can you be friends with someone who keeps you at a distance? I don't think you really can.
I don't think you can.
I think you have to kind of get up in their guts. Figure out what's going on with them. Like, figure out what's going on with you. Like, they have to be vulnerable at times. They have to be different. There has to be weird things that happen. You can't have a status quo and call it a friendship. I think if they did, it would be like a by the books, paint by numbers friendship. It wouldn't work. So you can't have a friend and keep them at arm's distance 100%. I guess it'd be a friend of sorts, but that's more what's it called? Thank you. That's literally the word I was looking for. It's awesome. I was trying to say coworker. I couldn't figure out the word.
Finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. The Earl of Sandwich finished his own sandwiches. Yeah, so you need that in life. I think, honestly, someone like that is stunting their own growth. You like that?
I do.
It's safer. You have control of it. But eventually you need to grow. You need to experience the wackiness.
Sometimes you need that person to prod and pull. Push you into situations.
Yeah. 100%. Take you on that whirlwind ride, that roller coaster. You need to go up and down. You need to go somewhere you didn't think you were going. You need to go places you didn't want to go. because you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Experience is the remedy.
It is. Is that a Jason Mraz song?
Yes, it is.
It's funny because I didn't know that, and I knew it as lyrics, and I was like, who is that? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah.
And I just went with Jason Mraz. That's genius.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, is it the song?
No, it's not. I wish it
That
was. I
the
wish it
best.
was.
That would have been genius if we somehow songed our way there.
Yeah.
Well, how do we avoid these people? Should we avoid these people? Is this a thing?
I don't know. You try your best. You fling yourself at people and see if they respond. And if they don't, maybe they want to be left in the dark. Keep them in the dark. Or pull them out into the light. Depends.
Weird.
It's non-binary.
There's a lot of shades of gray in there.
Yeah.
My therapist is going to hate this episode.
Dun, 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 dun. Predators.
Predators.